4, 3, 2, 1.
AM in the PM only on A2D Radio. Tom and Brent, these guys are fucking awesome.
This is AM and the PM, only on A2D Radio. Tom Arnone, Greg Milwaukee. We're live from the Real Talk Studios, like we are every Wednesday. And as you see on A2D, other shows are going remotely, different directions. Well, we're around each other already anyway, so we're going to bring you some studio feel once a week, and that's what it is tonight. And listen, we were hoping to come on and maybe get some big Eagles news, but that's not the case right now. So we want you tonight to get your frustration out with us, because one of the two might not be frustrated, but one definitely is frustrated. But throughout the show, we got Tom Brady, Malcolm Jenkins conversation, NFL free agency, and Eagles free agency is our main topic at hand. And we're brought to you every Wednesday by our doc. Got to make him yours. That's Dr. Paul Vidal, Specialized Physical Therapy, LLC, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Find them on the web, Specialized Physical Therapy. Flash, because there's nothing left out there that would blow you away in a splash unless it's Clowney, right? I mean, that's the only name on the board still that would blow you away. So it would have to come trade-wise, waiting to be made. The Eagles still have a splash move, sign, trade, waiting to be made. Do you agree or disagree? Let us know, fam. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Comment in your questions, concerns with Howie Roseman right now. Do you still have faith, even because it's early? So two sides of it. One side's going to tell you, hey, it's early, have confidence. And the other side's going to tell you that, well, have confidence in why? Because we have 10 picks, and he's known the draft so well that we're going to have a lot of confidence there. So, it's one thing to say, hey, we're going to rebuild a little bit. But when you let positions walk, and really, I know people don't put any stock into it, but when you talk about the linebacker position, you can't just let guys walk out the door and then let guys come off the board free agency-wise when you've never drafted well at that position. So there's certain things that are the same old when it comes to Howie Roseman and the Eagles organization. But we're going to read them off tonight. Let us know. Let us know. It's early, so there's that side of it. But there's the also side that, listen, I get it's early, and I don't need splash moves. Like Hargraves to me that's a great signing, right? Because you win up front.
Yeah.
We're big believers of that. We always have been. So, you move Malik to the outside a little bit more, where he's actually has been more productive getting to the quarterback than inside.
Right.
So then, that's a win up front. But now you're like, okay, well, linebackers real thin, Nathan Gary. And you look at what you did in your secondary. Okay, I love bringing back Rodney McLeod. That's an underrated move to me. So I got to give credit to Howie Roseman. Because I've been telling everybody, if it's between McLeod and Jenkins, I understand Jenkins' leadership, but I'll take Rodney right now. He's younger. I still think he's going to be more productive. Going to be more productive moving forward. Not a lot younger, but I still think he'll be productive, and he's not going to cost you as much.
Right.
Which he didn't.
And
moving Jalen back there, I'm good with as well.
You're correct on that, and I have no issues with Rodney. I just have the issue with the perception that you chose Rodney over Malcolm.
No, I'm not choosing.
What I mean? No, I'm not saying you.
Two.
I'm saying the Eagles.
Well,
if they would have brought them both back and said, all right, we're just going to run it back, Malcolm and Rodney.
You can't win guys asking for $16.5 million guaranteed.
Well, yeah.
So you can't.
So at that point, just Rodney alone, I'm not really, in love with. I don't hate it per se, but I'm not really in love with because, the perception, like I said, is you picked Rodney over Malcolm.
Well, that's the perception you want to put in your head then. the perception that's reality is, where I'm going to defend Howie Roseman, is that makes more sense. Like, I'm going to give a guy who's going to be 33, I'm going to give him all this money like the Saints gave him? No way. I know how much his leadership matters, but I got leaders on my defense still. As long as he's the only leader on the team, like, I love Malcolm.
I don't let them both walk is my point.
See, let me make this clear. I love Malcolm Jenkins. Love Malcolm Jenkins. But I'm just keeping shit real here. Okay, at the end of the day, the time comes to an end with everybody. And for that kind of money, it's coming to an end. Brandon Graham's one of the leaders on my defense, all right? And one of my big leaders. Rodney McLeod's been a leader. Jalen's always been a talker. So can he lead a little bit? And maybe move the safety in a better position for him? Maybe that's a help. We're going to find out, all right? And like I said, Hargrave's good pickup. But there's no splash move out there. So to the poll, do I think there's a big trade coming for Howie Roseman? I'm going to say I agree with it. That's where I'm going to go. I think he still has a trade in him. Now, is it a splash? I don't know. But I still think he tries to go out and upgrade the team. At least I hope so.
Yeah.
Because if not, then I'm going to start hammering. I already don't like his tactics already. I really don't. I like some of the things he's done. 2 of the moves he's made. I didn't like getting rid of Malcolm, but that is what it is.
Right.
I'm not happy with it. I wasn't a fan of getting rid of Nigel because I thought it wasn't a ton of money, and you knew the cap was going up, so I'll take a chance.
Yeah.
Right? I'll take a flyer. I'm not going to be upset about it.
Right.
And then, Camus goes, and you're like, okay, there's another guy that played linebacker for us gone.
That's
it's already a position
to your
where,
point.
like,
That's where it is when you start. Yeah, I was done with Nigel, so I'm good with that. But you're right. When you have Nathan Gary as your only guy, because you let Camus walk, you let Nigel go. Even the idea of re-signing Malcolm to put him in the box as some sort of a hybrid linebacker,
yep.
You let that go too. So it was like, all right, now we're really going into free agency in the draft with really only Nathan Gary, and you then didn't sign Littleton. You didn't sign anybody else yet.
That's why I'm upset, because my guy was Littleton. If you're just joining us, our poll question brought to you by Ambuck Services, AMBUCK Services.com. Tell Michael Ambrose the boys from A2D sent you. Listen, 20% off. He's talking gutters, gutter guards, things you need, things you might need. When you're inside a lot now, and you want to do some things out back of the house or wherever. They do so much. Get in contact. AmbuckServices.com. That's how you can reach them. And I'm pretty sure his number is dropped in the comments as well. You can probably find that as well. And our Eagles still have a splash move, either a signing or a trade, waiting to be made. The people out there think it's Clowney for $20 million a year. I don't see that happening. So there's really nothing else out there that wows you. Now, if you went out and I talked about it earlier, you go out and get me like Ogletree and Logan Ryan, I feel a little bit better defensively. I'm not like talking like we're going to the Super Bowl.
I would think
crazy,
Darius Slay would be a splash move. A trade for Slay. That would be a splash move because that's a top-end cornerback at this point.
It's a guy. It's a guy we're begging for. Or people have been begging for. Not necessarily all of us, but the people have been begging for.
But at this point, what else you got? He's the best necessarily available right now.
No, you're right. I mean, there's nothing. Like I said, you're going to go get Logan Ryan.
And it's funny. He just tweeted out, I guess, after the Trufant signing, he retweeted a Schefter. He retweeted a Schefter tweet. He goes, hopefully this speeds up my trade process.
Did he really do that?
I don't know if he then deleted it since then, but yeah, he definitely tweeted that out.
Yeah, because, think of who's out there right now, right? Xavier Rhodes, 30 years old now.
Yeah.
I pass. Right?
I'd take him, but it's not like I'm, I'd take him just because you know what he is or was. So you hope in a new scenario he'd be able to find that. We don't play as much man here. We play a lot more zone. So he played man. He was always the top guy in Minnesota. So as we always say, defending Jalen, defending all these guys, you're going to get beat in the NFL.
Yeah,
and Rhodes got beat. It just isn't me crowning Rhodes, but at this point, you're right. Who else are we going after?
So Eddie Manzer says, Howie said he wanted to retool the roster, more like rebuilding, since he hasn't done anything that is helping the team now. And he did say that, but then the question that always will come from me with Howie Roseman is, so you're going to tell me we're going to rely on the draft with you? Okay. All right. Because it hasn't been as successful as people might think it has.
Yeah.
All right? So that becomes your questions then. All right, now I got to trust you when your biggest thing, and probably one of the better things you've done, is sort of the under-the-radar signings and the good trades that he's made over his career. That's sort of what his strengths are, right? So, I mean, that's how I look at it. Bill Middlebrook said Slay is going to be 30. Yeah, he is, and I don't want to pay him that much money, and I'm not going to run out for Slay. Like, to me, I can get Logan Ryan for cheap, and he can play. I know what – am I coming through good on your end? Because for me, I feel like I can't hear myself a little bit.
Can we go jack you up?
Well, maybe give me a little jack. Maybe, I need a little jack. Heavy – sorry, that one clicked away. Heavy Throttle Phil. What up, Phil? He missed on Hopkins. He missed on Trufant. I mean, he's killing us. He's putting all the faith in the draft. We don't draft well. Preach it, brother.
Say that again, please. Say that again, please.
Say it louder for the people in the back. So where were we? We got tons of comments. You got YouTube?
Yeah.
Bill Middlebrook, the only guy I can think of is Slay. He's letting people walk and not doing anything. What the F? And I think that's a sentiment for a lot of people right now. I feel like a lot of people feel that same way. I know the other side's going to tell everybody, like I started the show off, relax, it's okay. Listen, like, okay, you're selling us for rebuilding then?
Were you, referring to the other side as me?
No.
Okay, good. Because I'm not a fan of anything he's done yet either. I like Hargraves.
No, I mean, like Chuck. So it's like, everybody relax. You can't be upset. Yes, you can. Yeah. You're allowed to be upset, Eagles fans. You're allowed to be upset because the standard wasn't, oh, we're going to win one. The standard was we were going to win a bunch. And I'm not saying you have to go out and spend stupid money like the Phillies, but you still got to go out and spend smartly and know what you need. And to me, they didn't upgrade this football team right now.
Not yet.
Defensively. Okay, Hargraves, I like the move. Again, I really do. Bringing Rodney back, I like. But you let guys that can play go to other teams for not a ton of money. Mm-hmm. Like Corey Littleton didn't get overpaid by the Raiders. So that's a playmaker. All right, people don't want to value the linebacker position. Screw you. That's a playmaker. Mm-hmm. All right, for the last 2 years, let him in tackles. Okay, finds his hands on footballs too. Creates turnovers. Can get to the quarterback.
Yep.
Can cover. All right, so that's a guy you go out and say, you know what? You got to target somebody. Somebody's got to be your guy. And like people say, well, people can hold out hope. Oh, maybe it's Clowney. All right, if you want to pay him $20 million a year, that's on you. We're not going to get guys that are playmakers cheaper. Essentially, that have been on the field more than a guy like Clowney. So reading off more of the comments. Deion Brown, didn't Jalen Mills play safety at LSU before transitioning to cornerback in the NFL? I'm sure he did.
Sometimes, yes.
Yes, he did sometimes, and then he played corner at other times. So he's versatile. Frank says, couldn't we try for Robbie Anderson? Yeah, Robbie's fine. He's not going to put us over the top. It'd be a good pickup. It's not going to be, a great pickup.
Yeah.
50 cents. Lions currently asking it late first for Slay. 49ers currently the favorite landing him. All right. Wow. Grasshoppers. Antonio Brown. Deion, preach it, brother. Let both linebackers walk and Bradham and Hill. I'm not a fan of. No bets. Listen, you can't just reinvent the wheel. We're not going to value the linebacker position at all. All right. Yeah, I don't need to value the 250 middle linebacker that is a downhill guy. I don't necessarily have to value that, but I got to value a playmaker. I got to value playmakers in every position. I mean, get the hell out of here. The fact that I don't feel like they're valuing that position is a disgrace to me. And the fact that they're not valuing the cornerback position is a disgrace. I love winning up front. Oh, I just kicked out. See? I love winning up front. I'm kicked out.
I hear you.
What am I in, the wrong pipe? Put me in something different.
No, you're in 3. You're in where you're always in.
Well, then put me in something different because I'm kicked out. I'm officially out.
Sorry, guys. Hold on 1 second.
2 years. 2 years, $30 million. 2 years, $30 million. 2 years, $21 million. That shit's 10.5 a year. Yep. It's a disgrace. I'm mad. And people aren't mad about, losing out on, a Corey Littleton, losing out on Trufant, losing out on the list goes on guys that could have helped this football team get better right now. So you guys don't want to sit back there and just trust Howie and have blind loyalty to, oh, well, it'll be okay. It's not over yet. Nobody's saying it's over yet. You can always rebound from stuff. But as of right now, if I'm grading him, it's like a C- because, yes, you upgraded the defensive line, which I love. but you let a lot walk away.
But that's their go-to, right? That's their go-to. Whenever they come into a free agency, they rebuild, they retool, whatever word they use with the re in front of it. They always just go to the lines, and I'm good with it. I'm good with it because we know that's how important it is, right? Yeah. As much as I might not like Andy, we were always there because of our lines, though, right?
No, you're right. You're right.
And we won because of our lines.
And going into the year right now, defense, offensive line are still good.
And they are.
Okay.
So great.
So
but
you
when
know
you
you're
hang
gonna be,
your hat on that, and that's all you do, though, it gets old.
It gets stale.
It gets stale, because that's all you do. I like the Hargrave signing, but again, how much money are we going to, put into the defensive tackle position? How much money are we really going to do this to? You know what I'm saying? Because you're right. We never valued the linebacker position. Look at our linebackers last year. LJ Fort, not a superstar, but dude's starting in Baltimore right now as a starting middle linebacker. But we couldn't use him. We cut him. We just let him walk.
Yeah,
I was done with Bradham, but I would have kept Bradham or Hill if you're telling me both are walking.
And Nathan Gary's my guy.
And you're hanging your hat on a former safety.
Yeah, then you better go get a bunch of tackles. You know what I mean? You better go get a bunch of guys and clog it up. Because Nathan Gary get exposed in the run game after a while. Don't act like the run game's so part of the game defensively. I get it. Listen, you went up front. I'm going to guy who's going to preach that to the day I go. But at the end of the day, I still need playmakers in other spots. So, Greg, answer the quarterback. I need playmakers at my cornerback position. I need playmakers at my safety, which I think I do. Which I think I do, because Rodney always tackles well, and I think Jalen will be a little bit more of a ball hawk ability playing the safety. I think he'll have a little more, because he's got better hands than a safety does playing a corner. So maybe he can be a little bit more of a ball hawk.
Our secondary right now, and you said the word, playmaker. We got guys that tackle, as you said in Rodney, right? Jalen will tackle somebody. But we don't have playmakers back there. We don't have a shutdown guy back there. We don't have all these superstars back there to where we can afford to let Malcolm go over $32 million. You know what I mean? We don't, to where we're not in all the way on Byron Jones and letting the Miami Dolphins RKO the league out of nowhere. Just come out of nowhere and sign Byron Jones. I'm okay with it, but you better have a backup plan. You better have a better core of cornerbacks on this roster right now to where you're like, yes, Byron Jones would have been nice, but we're okay.
Yeah, I think you can come back around.
I'm just making sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But we're okay. No, we're not okay.
No.
We have a bunch of stiffs back there right now that can't cover you and me.
Yeah, so it's great.
And I can't get off the line.
Yeah, so it's great. You get pressure, okay? But if you got guys who can't cover, pressure means shit at times.
Yeah.
It's got to be a combo to win, in a way. You want to be dominant up front, but I still need playmakers back there.
Yeah, and I agree with not giving Byron all that money, but what else do you have? You didn't want to give up picks for Jalen Ramsey. You didn't want to give up money for Byron Jones. Then what the hell are we doing?
Bro, your corners are all young paid-wise, so it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
I agree.
So it's like you can go out and spend it. Like I said from day one, if you want to sell me on Byron Jones and Sidney Jones as my two corners going into the year, as my two starters on the outside, I'll buy into it with you. All right?
But you have at least one.
Yeah, but you can't tell me Rasul and Sidney are starting on the outside or LeBlanc and Sidney. You know what I mean? You can't sell me on that.
No.
You can't sell me
on Frenchie at all. And the other guys just aren't there.
And Anthony A said Giants, Redskins, Cowboys are getting better. I don't know if I said the Cowboys are getting better, but everybody's got better coaching. You can definitely, I'll definitely buy into that. And that matters.
Well, who just signed with Dallas to go with Amari? Didn't they just sign a wide receiver?
They probably did.
I forget.
I'm
sorry.
Brian Ecker, what's the money situation with the Eagles cap space? How much money do they still have to spend and how many holes to fill? Greg, you want to pull that one up too when you're done with that? I want to know that exact number because I think I know it off the top of my head, but I don't want to tell them the wrong thing. Bill Mittelberg, don't we still have Trevor Williams most?
Oh, it was Gerald McCoy, so it was a defensive tackle.
Okay.
I remember I heard somebody tell me today at
and
work.
Then they lost somebody else.
Yes.
Then they lost somebody today too.
Okay.
They lost somebody on their D line too.
Randall Gregory, is that? No.
I'm drawing a blank, but
Cowboys interested in Emmanuel Sanders.
Of course, he'll go there, and then we'll lose on another one. Ryan says, Ronald Darby, anybody? Right. I mean, he's probably. Oh, that stopped. That stopped. Go ahead, brother. Get rolling, because why would anything be
right.
working here?
It's Wednesday. It's Wednesday with Tom and Greg.
Yep. You better hurry up over there, too, before it kicks out. Sprint. Want to see you run a little bit. Oh, my God. Who was their other D end? He just signed today. It's unbelievable. He just signed today, and I'm drawing a blank on this. You gotta be kidding me. Let me pull this up for the family real quick while we're talking. But chime in. Do you want to trade up in the draft? Is that something that Robert Quinn? They lost Quinn to Chicago. So, you know what I mean? They did lose and gain in a way. So that's all that is. You know what I mean, Greg? So they lost and gained in a way because Robert Quinn went to Chicago, and then obviously Gerald McCoy signed with the Cowboys. So, like I said, you could, there's some things you could do to sell me again. Any interest in Ezekiel Ansah? No, I don't need more DN, sorry. Prince and Mukamara, any interest, family? Akeem Talib, no, I'm officially out on. No, I'm good there. Just give me some other corners. Jimmy Smith, 32, Baltimore. I don't hate Jimmy Smith. I feel like he got old quick. And then outside, Xavier Rhodes, we talked about earlier. Jermaine Johnson, I mean, Jets fans couldn't wait to get rid of him. So, you know what I mean? Like, it's limited out there.
I will take just about anybody from Baltimore, though.
I like Jimmy Smith.
Jimmy Smith, but you're right. It's old. What is he going to expect? What's he looking for? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's what we're talking about. It's tough. It's slim pickings out there right now when you talk about the free agent market. Because you let guys go. You haven't really upgraded. Like Devontae Freeman's still out there. If you're looking for like another running back to maybe upgrade in some fashion, you know what I mean? So there's still guys out there that can make your football team better. So I wouldn't say right now is the time to panic, Eagles fans. But if you want to be pissed off, yes, makes sense. There's a difference from being mad and panicking. Like right now, just because I got 11, I think I'm gonna win games, right? So automatically, I feel like, hey, I can win. I can win 10 games with 11 and a good offense and defensive line, right? Right now. Now, what do I want to do draft-wise, Greg, that I've been begging for then? Then you better trade up and you better go get a guy like Jerry Jeudy, right? Like what I want to do is Byron Jones, then boom, or Corey Littleton, if not both, right? And then trade up for Jerry Jeudy. And now I made myself a team in the NFC, a contender in the entire NFC, if not football. Just like 3 moves, right? That's what I want to do. Family, what do you want to do on draft day? I want to go up and get my guy. That's my guy. That's the guy in college football that I think will be the most impactful for our team on what we need and our needs. And you don't draft for need, but to me, this is a top 5 player in the entire draft. He won't go as high as 5, in my opinion, but he's a top 5 player in this draft.
Right. Well, no, you're right. He's not going to go top 5. Real quick, I had that cap number you were looking for.
Yeah.
$36 million after everything so far. And
they still have.
And they still have. That's after Hargrave, Sudfeld, McLeod, Jenkins and Peters. I guess somebody put Jenkins and Peters. I guess we're paying them a little bit. I don't know. But it's $36 million. Just over $36 million.
All right, it might be a little more than that then.
Yeah, 36-1, technically.
Okay, no, I'm saying if them two were on that, then it may be a little bit more.
The one, I said one with 36, and then one actually broke it down.
No problem, Bri.
But yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. Brian says, need the Thunder to go with Miles, Lightning, with Scott playing the Sproles role. I completely agree. Because, listen, what I don't want to happen to Miles Sanders is I don't want a lot of carries early on in the year and a lot of touches. Give me 15 touches a game early on in the year. Because we saw how impactful he was late in the year when he still had fresh legs. And now he was getting 20-plus touches a game, right? That's what I want. So I want to have exactly what Brian's saying, that other guy. That other guy's so important. Is that Devontae Freeman? Is that a guy you go draft? I don't know, right?
Slay did put it.
Oh, my God. Slay wants out. So go get Darius Slay. That would make a lot of us happy.
And I'm okay with it not necessarily being Jordan Howard. Like, I liked Howard, I thought he was,
I like Howard a lot. You know my opinions on Jordan.
And I'm good with him. If they would have said, well, hey, we re-signed Jordan Howard, awesome, let's go. When the Dolphins announced that they signed him, I'm like, okay, cool. I think we do, to your point, I think you do need somebody else to just split off. I don't think Boston Scott is there yet.
Nope.
You know what I mean? If he's going to be that Darren Sproles
good guy, a good guy for 5-6 touches.
He's in my rotation.
Yeah,
no doubt about it.
A guy for 5-6 touches a game.
You do need someone else. And, hey, you're probably going to draft 2 or 3 of them just because that's the way the draft is. And you're going to have guys. So I'm good with letting them go. But, yeah, I would have definitely liked to re-sign Howard. But I'm okay.
Well, we all go into this all season saying, hey, what are our needs, right? And we didn't realize linebacker was going to be a need so quick. So it became linebacker, it became wide receiver, and it became cornerback, right? They were our needs, our 3 big ones, right? Anybody disagree with that? No. So you watch one position get weaker, all right, just by losing guys.
Right.
Wide receiver, you're like, okay, I got Deshaun, I got Greg Ward, right? I got J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, and essentially I have Alshon Jeffrey under contract, right? That's how my wide receiving core looks like. Cornerback-wise, it's LeBlanc, Sidney Jones, Rasul Douglas, Avonte Maddox.
Yeah.
And then your safeties are Jalen and Rodney. So, like, if you don't want to go get a playmaker on the outside, that's on you. I have no problem with Sidney starting, but I needed a veteran that can play on the other side.
I need a number 1.
A guy I can trust, yes. A number 1's the perfect way of saying it.
Because we go through each and every year with the likes of, if Darby stays healthy, he was a top guy a couple of years ago. How many times are we going to go into the season looking for that, right? How many times are we going to be like, maybe this is the year Sidney comes along. Maybe we get that first-round talent out of Sidney finally. And I really, truly hope we do. But there's guys out there that do it year in and year out, and we're nowhere near them.
Yep, and Sweet said 39 when he looked up, so right around there.
Yeah, so we're in the same ballpark.
So, yeah, I thought it could be a little more if you take them off the
And it might
money.
be, yeah.
Yeah, because that's weird that they were on it, but everything's happening so fast. But listen, that's the thing. Jeff Lohmeyer, what's up, fellas? What's up, Jeff?
What up, Jeff?
Matt Batera says Melvin Gordon. I love him, but I don't think they'll do it.
Yeah.
It's not their MO. We thought they might have changed it over and said, we're going to value every position. Yeah, maybe we're going to value the lines more. We got to value every position. Yeah. And the blind loyalty by the Howie guys right now, and the blind loyalty from Howie himself, the guys that are his guys, is starting to irk me a little bit now. Right? Because now it's like you said,
let the biggest one walk.
Yeah, Sidney, I have no problem starting. But where's my guy alongside him? Now, if we go out and get Slay, then we're good.
Right.
Then we're good. Then at least we know we have a guy who's competent and we can
who's
trust
done it
him.
before.
Yeah, we can have trust in going in the year. It's all great to have a great front. But the same thing offensively. It's great to have a great offensive line. But if I have nobody to throw the football to, I'm going to be in trouble.
Yep.
So on the outside, what is my solutions? Well, my solution is, okay, if I'm going to draft the guy in the first round, right, when we know how the transition wide receiver-wise is tough, jump into the NFL, right? So if I'm going to draft a guy – like I'm talking year 1.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm going to draft a guy that's going to be impactful right away, that's got to be a top 10 talent then to be impactful right away. So there's really one guy I look like that's top 10, no doubt about it. His numbers back up everything else that you see, and that's Jerry Jeudy. So what do you need to get into the top 10 to maybe get a guy like that? Well, a 1 next year and probably a 3 get it done. So it's like, do you want to solve a problem? Sometimes you got to go out and solve a problem. Yeah. And say, I'm not going to get this guy or a talent like this where I'm at right now. 1, because I don't trust them to find it.
I'll put Lamb in the discussion with Jeudy just because I think there's 2
guys
like there. But you're absolutely correct. You have to, if that's your MO, you have to go up and get the guy that can't miss. Because this Eagles organization and this front office and this Howie Roseman misses year after year after year. And the only year he didn't miss, he just got lucky that all those free agents signed it because the rookies didn't do much.
No, it was the Garrett Blount's of the world.
It was the free agent,
it
the
was
low
Patrick
level.
Robinson's.
It was those guys that worked out, and we're all glad they did. But let's not sit there and crown Howie after over 1 year.
No, because
there's been plenty of years where he's missed.
Yeah, Jeff said Slay went to Twitter. We were talking about that. He's pissed. So go get him. And Matt Patera says, I haven't had a solid corner since Asante. That's a good one.
You're absolutely right.
Well, I would say Ronald and Jalen during the Super Bowl run were solid.
Yeah.
I'll give them that. I'll give them that. And then it went south because obviously both banged up and not even on the field. Eddie Manzer. Howie's on thin ice right now. If he doesn't trade up, he has to go. Well, I'm not going to go has to go yet, but he's on thin ice with me just being pissed at him.
I'm always in the boat of how he can go.
Yeah.
Because I look past that 1 year fluke almost for his end. You know what I mean? For his end.
I agree too. Some things fall in your lap.
Yeah.
I'm not going to discredit him.
And that's fine.
I'm not
You're
gonna
right.
discredit it.
Bringing in Chris Long was great. Garrett Blunt worked out. Patrick Robinson worked out. And they were great signings, and I'm not going to knock him for that. But when you only do it once in your entire tenure, sooner or later, the other side of it's the trend, and that's the anomaly.
Yeah, it gets old. It gets old watching you value these guys who can't play.
Yep.
Right, and that's what it comes down to. Because everybody who drafts, it's their guy. It's always like their kid, and they'll just overvalue.
Look at all the
until
guys.
they're burning out
How
of a
many
job.
guys do we actually draft? Do we let go? You know what I mean? Everybody. I mean, the guys that we clamor for to stick around are the guys we don't draft, a la Malcolm Jenkins. You know, no one would have, we all understood the money side of it, and we were all probably 50-50 on, all right, I could go without Malcolm. All right, but he is a great leader. All that. And then you let him walk, and now it's like, all right, we all wanted him, but we never even drafted him. Yeah. He was a free agent himself.
No, those pickups could win you Super Bowls out.
Because they did.
Yeah, and change things. We're not to me, we're still a 10-win team right now, even though with all our holes. Because I believe in the coaching staff, I believe in my quarterback, and I believe in this offensive defensive line. And I believe in some of these players that are on this roster and their leadership. But that very well could be an 8-8er. You know what I mean? What?
There's some commercial on ESPN with Devontae Freeman in the Falcons jersey.
Yeah, tough one.
Awkward.
Brian Ecker says we have nothing to offer in the trade market. I don't disagree with him, but there was the little rumor joke around about
you can offer
Atlanta,
whatever they want to, right?
To Atlanta for Julio, but giving up Zach Ertz.
Yep.
It's a joke, but would you do it? That's the question. To me, I love Zach, but I'm gonna have to do that for Julio. I don't know. I'm just letting you guys know. Deion Brown, let's not forget the loss of Joe Douglas will hurt this team for years to come. Howie's the money guy. That's his job. He's not a great talent evaluator. No. I agree, Deion. We've been yelling at it. How many Wednesdays, my brother? How many Wednesdays we've been yelling from the rooftops? This guy's overrated, and he doesn't draft well. So if you're talking about I got to put confidence in a rebuild under Howie Roseman, I'm not confident in. I better pray to God and hope that Doug Peterson and his staff have a lot to say in who this team's picking. You know what I mean? Yeah. I got to hope they got a big-time say. What do you got over there?
Ryan just sent me a screenshot for Jeff Lohmeyer. He said, move up to top 5 to take Simmons from Clemson. Draft Ruggs later on in the first. I mean, we'd be giving up a lot to get top 5 to get Simmons. I'm not saying no.
Well, we're not going to have a first.
But we're not going to have that first to get back unless we end up trading back. I don't think Ruggs would be there late in the first.
I mean, they would have to make 22 moves to make that work. But
I'm in.
I'm in. Yeah, sign me up.
I'm in, Jeff. But yeah, I don't know if we got Jalen Williams over here on YouTube. What up, fam?
What up, Jalen?
Roska checks in.
What up, David?
Talk about it. Pove, what up, boys?
What up, Povey?
Bryce Blackwell, another day. Looks like we're going young, rebuilding. Mr. No Notes. Eagles champ.
What up,
Darius
Bryce?
Slay, your thoughts? We've been talking about it. Crumb of the day, Howie Roseman, wake up. He wants Robbie Anderson, Eagles champ 1.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with Robbie Anderson. It's not like, it's not a star.
There you go. Jalen Williams chimes back. Don't touch Slay. Desperate breeds stupidity. Give up assets and have to pay this guy, and his play is slipping. No thanks.
I agree. I wasn't a big fan of it. Now you're almost in desperation mode, though. In a way.
Champ, you don't want Slay, veteran quarterback. He wants to be traded. He thinks a third round gets it back, gets it done. I don't think they want a first rounder.
No.
You're gonna like this trade,
but maybe a second gets
trade
done.
Sackers for Jamal Adams.
Yeah, I love Jamal Adams, but no, I'm not going to do that one.
He's a big Ruggs fan, Eagles champ.
Justin Keith, real quick, says, "What's up, guys?
What up, Justin?
How about Ruggs from Alabama? I like Ruggs a lot, but I'm a Judy cat. I want Jerry Judy. That's who I want."
So Jalen's got a couple options here. He says we have to sign Carl Joseph, Devontae Campbell, Kevin Johnson, and trade a mid-round pick for a stop-back cornerback and trade up for Judy. He's on your Judy train.
Okay, he's on my Judy train. What else did he say there, though?
We had to sign Carl Joseph.
Okay, I don't know if that's going to happen because of what you're doing right now. You moved Jalen back there. You signed Jalen to come back. You brought Rodney back. That's sort of direction you want to go. So I'll say no on the Joseph. So go ahead.
Devontae Campbell, the linebacker from, I think, Atlanta. He's youngish.
Yeah, I'm good. I'll take him.
Kevin Johnson. Still need another stopgap. Isn't our team full of stopgaps?
Yeah, I'm tired of it. I agree.
You're not wrong, Jalen. It's just you're right. All we live with is stopgap cornerbacks.
Yeah, I like Logan Ryan would be a stopgap.
Carl Joseph signs a 1-year deal with the Browns.
Done. That quick? That quick. How funny is that? What do you guys think about drafting Higgins from Clemson? Matt Patera says, I'm not a big Higgins guy. If I'm going to draft a wide receiver, I know who my guy is.
If I'm staying at 21 and he's the best available, I'm okay with it. You know what I mean? But I'm hoping if he's the best available at 21, there's somebody else on the defensive side of the ball that is equally better than that. So if he's the best available, that means Judy, Ruggs, Lamb, Chenault, the kid from TCU, maybe even the guy from Arizona State, Acom and Ruger, have all gone.
Yeah.
Right? So if T. Higgins is your best available at 21, that means there's some good defensive ends available, and at least that corner from Florida, I'm blanking on his name right now.
I'll take SEC guys.
But those types of guys would be available.
Listen to me. Sweeps just texted this in to me, and he's right, and this is what's bothering me. It's the 10th time I heard this week Eagles were building. No, franchise QB, 2 stud tight ends, stud running back, good O-line, D-line, and good staff, etc. Yeah. To me, that's not a rebound. You're a 10-win team right there.
Yep.
So now it's like, how can I get a little bit better? How can I put myself from being like a 9, 10-win team automatically to a 12-win team, a 13-win team? Like right this minute, how can I? Without being stupid. Well, Corey Littleton, 1. He maybe makes you a little bit better, right? Well, if I was with Byron Jones and Corey Littleton, I'm now saying I'm one of the better teams in the NFC already.
Yep.
Right? It's not football.
Yep.
Because I upgraded my defense that much. So it wouldn't have taken a ton, and it still doesn't, to put this team into 11, 12-win capabilities. Make sense?
Yeah.
So for like the people say, I'm just not a Howie Roseman guy, but for people to say like, he's rebuilding, he's going to do it through the draft. Well, we're not in rebuild mode. He's got to draft well, period. There's never a year where you don't draft well. Like, you got to draft well every year. Every year's rebuild mode when it comes to draft time, right? It's what are spots I'm going to need in the future, blah, 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 right? So everything's a rebuild in terms of draft-wise outside the first round. First, second round, you're looking for guys like right now.
Yep, plug and play.
Who can come play right now. After that, it's like, okay, can I develop this guy? Can I develop that guy? So that becomes a rebuild mode every year. That's the only rebuild with this team right now. I mean, you're going to rebuild with you're rebuilding with a Carson Wentz. You're rebuilding with a Lane Johnson. You're rebuilding with a Zach Ertz. You're rebuilding with a Dallas Goedert already.
If that's the case,
Deshaun Jackson. No, because that's not a rebuild. That's that team ready to play.
I completely agree. Even just from the offensive side of the ball.
Well said, Sweepsy.
Sweeps is spot on. You are never rebuilding with that offensive line, the tight ends, and Carson Wentz alone.
Yep.
You should never be rebuilding. Then you add Miles Sanders. And if they are rebuilding, then Lane Johnson should be on the block. Zach Ertz should be on the block.
Yeah.
Because if we're rebuilding, then we're going up and getting Judy because we're going to trade Ertz. We're going to trade Lane Johnson. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to have 5 first-round picks.
We're going to have
like
700 first-round picks. We're going to be like the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah, and that's not the direction
and
this
that's
football
not where we're
team's
going because we have 11.
It's just like when people get upset because they don't see the big names come off the board, which I agree with. Because
and I'm good with that,
but
you have to have a plan.
But it doesn't mean rebuild.
Right.
It means, hey, Howie, what direction are you going? Because now you're sort of fooling us. Like, we were talking about the Eagles were the top front runner for Byron Jones, and Dolphins take him right out from under us.
Come out of nowhere.
Right? But then, the list goes on.
Yep.
So I was like, who my 2 number 1 guys were? And both of them taken from out under us, and that already starts to irk me.
Even go a level.
But the irk comes before this year.
Even go a level below, right? Like, even look at like a Kyle Van Noy. You know what I mean? We sat here last week, and we were on Sunday, and we were like, all right, it's a name. Is that a product guy? You know what I mean? Is that like a system guy? But it's a guy who's made plays at a position that we don't have a guy to make plays in. And again, the Miami Dolphins come in and sneak them away. because of the relationship with the coach.
Yep.
Kind of coming. But, would I have jumped over joy if the Eagles would have signed Kyle Van Noy? No. But would it be better than sitting next to TBD? To be determined? TBD? He'd be better than TBD.
The whole thing, your whole back end. Your linebacker core, you just got Nathan Gary, really. And then
your whole back end.
And then your back end, you have guys, again, we're back there last year. A lot of guys, now it's only 4 really at the cornerback position, but a lot of guys, you're going to go in with that again? You're going to go in with that and how many injuries happened and all that?
Yeah.
And you're not going to put any precedent, right, or any stamps on the fact that, hey, cornerback and linebacker matter too. They matter.
Yep, absolutely.
And it's positions that have hurt this football team. Outside of Nigel's Super Bowl year, which I thought he was really good, you can make a case, this has been hurting this team forever, for a long damn time.
No, I completely agree.
And Jeff Lohmeyer said he's been fooling us since last season's trade deadline.
He's been fooling us his whole
Yeah,
time.
he
here.
has.
That's why he was sent to the corner when Chip came in.
Yeah, well, I'm not a Chip guy.
I'm not saying not, but
he
again,
was because he's
you
not
go back to that because of the issues with Howie Roseman.
Well, Chip drafted well.
He did.
He didn't do much else well, but he drafted well.
You're absolutely
right.
He
could evaluate it. Now I need Doug Peterson to get his hands wet now, if they aren't already. I thought he had an impact on last year's draft. Miles to me is like the offensive room.
Yeah.
Pick. You hope that some of these football guys sort of can overpower some of Howie's thoughts.
Right.
On what
But
draft-wise.
we saw that though with Chip, right? You if you put too much stock into it, I'm not saying every team and GM doesn't do this, but if you put too much stock in your coach picking the players, then you get away from what happens when that coach goes away and those players are still here, which we dealt with Chip. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Chip ran its course, and then we were dealing with a whole bunch of players that Chip drafted that didn't really fit Doug's scheme.
No, and listen, these are guys here that fit it. So I mean, can I go get a couple other players, right? And to me, it doesn't have to be a star wide receiver at this point. Like Emmanuel Sanders makes this football team better, right? It could just be a fill in.
Yeah, Robbie Anderson makes his team better.
Makes his teams better. Yep.
You're right. Not a huge name. I know you're not high on him. I like the fact.
Well, because I already had Deshaun.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at it like that way. That I'd rather go Emmanuel, more of a route runner.
Yeah.
That's the only reason I look at it like that. I'd like to go Emmanuel, just more of like a route runner type situation. So I have like that guy who can run there.
Yeah. But he's only 26 to that point.
Oh, Robbie's young.
Robbie's still there.
Robbie's young. No question in that.
Jalen Williams, Joseph is already gone, but
Yep.
I was saying we signed him to a deal like Malcolm, 2 to 3 year deals with a way out after year 2.
I like
I
Corey
didn't want to
Joseph,
get in the bid slightly. Yeah, no, absolutely agree there. Eagles champ wants to trade for Galladay. Yeah.
You know what? You take pressure off your quarterback all day, every day. You go sign like a Devontae Freeman too.
Yeah.
Who's more like he'll give you the power yards in a way, right?
Yep.
And he can break stuff too. So he's got a little
Probably got
combo-ish.
something to prove.
Yeah, a little combo-ish. 28. You don't got to give him a ton of carries, but he'll take some pressure off of Miles Sanders as well.
Yeah.
Mark Barron, if you're talking about the linebacker position, 30-year-old Pitt, but that was more of a 3-4 situation. Not a bad name as a former SEC guy.
Former cornerback or safety.
Yeah.
Moved them what they could have done
Sorry,
without.
sorry, fam. I'm just looking through all the names here. Like Prince Amukamara, I mentioned earlier. Not a bad name.
Yeah.
Not terrible. Doesn't do it for him. Just reading them off again. Logan Ryan. I like Logan. To me, he might not just be a system guy. I know Chuck hates Alec Ogletree, but I'll take him at this point. I don't hate him.
At this point, what are you looking at linebacker-wise? You know what I mean? Like, you're not looking anywhere else. And, to Jeff's point on Facebook earlier, if you're not trading up to get the best linebacker in the draft in Simmons, which we're obviously not.
We're not going to do that.
Right?
No.
Then you're not drafting one. Again, there's linebackers out there, especially the kid, White from LSU.
There's
linebackers there, but
out
again, we don't value them enough to where we know we're going to draft them.
No. and Michael Cabrera says we need a number one, I think he's talking about wide receiver. That's why I can just go up and get Jerry Jeudy.
Well,
because he's your one.
You could go any position there. We need number one. Yes.
Yes. Need a number one corner. need a number one linebacker, air quotes. Need a number one wide receiver. So there's 3 positions we need. But guess what? I know there's panic over not a lot of moves yet, but this football team's good. They're still good. So let's not act like this team isn't going to be competitive. But there's still moves out there that can make this team better. Now, are you going to wait too long?
Trufant, 2 for 21, 14 guaranteed.
Not a lot.
We weren't in on that?
Not a lot. You couldn't give 15 guarantee?
Yeah.
And just make that a done deal?
Make it 25 with 14, you know what I mean? And same thing even with Malcolm. When you look at Malcolm's deal, we couldn't give him $8 million guaranteed early on.
Right.
That was too much. If you'd have told me that we're signing Malcolm Jenkins for $8 million on the books for year 1 and 2, and then there's an out after 2, I'm in. I'm re-signing Malcolm Jenkins for that.
Yeah, but not for the 16.5.
No, 8 and 8 for 2 years.
Well, no, it was guaranteed 16.5.
Right, I'm good with that. For 2 years? Well, I don't even want to get in bed with him for 3, 4, 5 years. So if you have outs in the contracts the way they're in.
That's not the one that's going to irk me, though. Because it felt like they had a contingency plan on their end. It felt like they were prepared, right, on their end.
I agree with
that. So I got to give credit when it looks like you're prepared. And
it's just part of me.
And you bring Jalen back and you make that move and you bring Rodney back and it's like, okay, I see the direction you're going there. Now, I don't see the direction you're going anywhere else at the cornerback position, at the wide receiver position, and at the linebacker position.
Part of me just feels like this is a redo of the Brian Dawkins to where you let him go because it was the age, the money at the time, and he then still had a couple more productive years, and there was no real reason to let it go. I was good with it. But then when you actually see the numbers of what was actually signed, and you're like, oh, that was it?
I don't know. You go, that's it. I go, when you make demands, sometimes they don't work out well for you. I think you got to look at that too. Sometimes when you make demands, they don't always work out for you. Dawkins didn't make demands about money. Malcolm's been making demands about money all year.
Well, he made it. All he said was he just wants to make sure he gets his.
I understand that, but all he's been doing is making demands that he won't come play under his contract that he had. They made him have to do that.
Well, they did because they didn't give him anything.
Well, I'm just saying he was still under contract before they released him.
Yeah, I mean, no one else in the NFL has ever done that either. I'm not ever, but you know what I mean. Most of the guys in their last year, they're doing the same thing because we know the way the league
works.
Reggie
Ragland? Any interest in Reggie Ragland? Just younger.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say no, but it's not like
it's not a big name. I'm just giving you linebackers.
No, absolutely.
Linebackers that are a little younger. I don't know enough about Darren Lee from Kansas City. I don't know enough about him.
I mean, you know everything you need to know about him.
Yeah. I mean, I said I like this is the middle linebacker position. I like Al Ogletree.
Okay.
I know people don't like him.
Yeah.
I don't hate him. Mark Barron, I don't hate. No, I don't know the transition. From a 3-4, how that really impacts him.
Yeah.
Go to the outside, which I don't really. We need both. But you go Nigel. Tahir Whitehead, right?
Yeah.
Kareem Martin, Terrell Suggs.
Michael
bring Kendricks back. There's nothing there.
No, absolutely nothing.
Nothing there. So the guys that were there, you didn't capitalize on. So it's gonna be interesting, man. It's gonna be interesting because all the reports out were Howie Roseman going to make a big splash, right? Big splashes.
Shake things up.
Shake things up. That's all we heard. I didn't see none of that shit.
No, you shook things up all right. Not necessarily in a good way. At least yet, you know what I mean? And I think to the poll question, is there something else coming? I don't know.
What can come? The only thing that come is you trade in Ertz. Or you trade it,
that would be a splash. A splash.
Or you trade a bunch of picks for a Julio.
Exactly.
You're not even trading Ertz.
Getting Julio.
You just say, hey, I'll give you a first and a third for Julio right now.
Trading Ertz would be a splash, and I'm a big Slay guy, but you're right. It's desperate at this point. You know what I mean? It's desperation, so it means you're getting held over the coals for it.
Yeah, I just think guys are getting too. Sorry, I gotta go back to Malcolm for a second. Guys are getting too held up, man. They really are. The play on the field hasn't been the same. Okay, I understand leadership. I totally get leadership. But at a time, you can play every game. I get that. It's so important. That matters. but his play has declined. It's okay to say goodbye and replace.
I get you.
If you have no leaders on this defense, then you're in panic mode. You got leaders on this football team, right? You do. So it's not like you're leaderless. Like, oh, Malcolm left. Like when Dawkins left, we were running. We were leaderless.
Yeah, no, you're right.
Leaderless. It's a big time difference than it is right now. Now you got guys still here that were part of a championship. It's not like guys that are part of a championship aren't still all over this roster.
Yeah, but are they super effective?
Lane Johnson, super effective.
Lane Johnson on the
No, I'm
defensive
talking about
side.
this whole roster.
On the
though.
defensive side.
Well, Fletcher Cox.
Okay.
Brandon Graham.
I don't see Brandon Graham's not that effective.
But he had a good year.
He had a decent year.
He had a good year.
Decent.
Okay, so don't act like he ain't there.
He's not. He's only getting older though.
I understand.
So like if you're gonna,
come on.
You're gonna sit there and say we got rid of Malcolm because his play declining. Brandon Graham's play declined too.
No, it didn't because he played better this year. He had one of his higher sack year totals. So you're wrong.
No.
Yes, he did. Go look up his numbers because you're wrong. He had a really good year this year. That's the difference. He got paid and had a big time year, and people didn't think he was going to. If you ask me who I'd rather have, Malcolm Jenkins or Brandon Graham, it ain't close right now. It ain't close. Y'all can attack all you damn want. It's not close. Brandon Graham's just as good of a leader, if not a better leader, than Malcolm Jenkins, in my opinion. And that's not slighting Malcolm Jenkins. That's how much I believe in Brandon Graham. You understand? So let's not act like if I had my pick of who I'm going to give the money to, it's BG to me. Am I right? Because I know I'm right.
Yeah, 8.5.
8.5.
After 4 last year.
Okay.
So
got paid and had a better year.
Yeah, for year one. And Malcolm probably would have had a better year this year too. Because you can't get much better than what he was.
Come on.
I'm with you. I don't mind it, but after it's only $8 million.
It's smarter to bring Jalen back, move him to safety, and go in that direction and bring Rodney back. It is. Rodney's an effective safety. Okay. He's a vet. So you got a vet alongside Jalen back there. So it's a smart decision on that end, right? We talk about some security.
If Jalen pans out.
Listen, if you can tackle, you're going to pan out the safety position. Are you willing to get beak sweat, right? And can you cover? His coverage ability will translate better there than it does a corner. Everything's in front of him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In a way. So, we'll see. Ryan Brotto, Brandon Graham is the reason Brady left New England. Yep.
Let's retract.
So he says.
Graham had 6 sacks.
When?
Last year. Because he had 3 versus the Jets.
No, you can't take sacks away. Grow up, Peter Pan. You're taking sacks away. Agenda. Deion Brown says Denzel Mills. Yeah, I'm not. Ain't many names you can give me I don't like. Bill Meadowbrook, BG, way better leader. Just go watch the Netflix series. Yeah, that's how I felt watching it. You know, I felt BG's like the spokesman for this football team. Just how I feel. Mike Parker, warm weather and don't play for the GOAT. Yep. Got the easy route.
Yeah.
Brady. Yep.
Can't go wrong there.
Ryan says, could the Splash be trading for Yannick, Slay, or OBJ? Who knows at this point? Yeah, I don't know.
Yes.
I mean, I'll take all 3. You trade for all 3? Go ahead.
We're getting like a 6-team deal in here.
Yeah, I'll take everyone. I'll take every one of them. But listen, it's going to be interesting to see how it plays out here.
Yeah.
Because there's still moves to be made, and you can still make a splash trade. You have picks to make a splash trade. Like if you value somebody, go give somebody.
You know, as we talked about it all last year, you could have done it last year.
You don't draft well. Go give a first and a third for a guy.
You could have traded for Jalen Ramsey. You could have traded for Emmanuel Sanders last year. You just didn't.
No, you're right. But I don't want to give the Lions a 1 for Slay. I'll give them a 2.
Yeah, I'd be fair with that.
I'll give him a 2 and then like a 5 next year.
Yeah,
something like that.
Or Sydney in a 3rd or something like that.
Yeah.
If they want somebody else.
I don't even want to give up corners. I got to keep some. I got to keep as many as I can keep.
Yeah.
I'm in desperation mode. You know what I mean? I'm in full desperation move.
No, I'm just trying to keep our higher picks. So if I can get a 3 out with giving away, so we'll go Crayvon. We'll go Frenchie. Frenchie in the 3rd? No, don't ever take it.
No. You got to go like a 2nd, like a 5th.
Yeah.
If you want like really upper echelon players, you can throw a 1st and a 3rd around as a combo and get stuff done. A 1st this year, 3rd next year. Probably get shit done.
I'd be really interested in that. I don't know. You briefly touched on it, the Julio for potentially Ertz. I don't know if that would be straight up. You know what I mean?
Well, I'd rather just do it with picks. I think I can get it done with picks.
Yeah, you have 700 of them.
I can get anything done with picks. Anything I want to go address, I feel I can get done with picks.
Everything's been done. Jarrell Casey just got traded for a 7th-round pick.
Yeah, like
picks. And I'm not comparing, the impact of what, Julio would have versus Jarrell Casey, but I'm saying everything's on the table right now.
Yeah, everybody's open for business.
Everyone's open for business, and all they want is picks.
Yeah, because pick time's coming. Just trying to think of some other guys. Like OBJ's a good name. I think you could probably get away with it. Maybe the same thing as like a Slade. Maybe a 2nd and a 5. I might be able to steal him away and pry him away. Yeah.
And for a guy like OBJ, as much as he's a hated guy because he's always gets older in age, his game is already that old man's game. Yeah. You know what I mean? He's not playing across the middle. He's not playing the young man's speed game. He's already got the old man game. So to the point of, what's he going to look like when he gets old? He's going to look like Julio Jones.
Yeah, John Coyle says, would you have done the Diggs trade? Felt like that was a little too much.
I thought that was a lot.
It was a lot.
I would have done a trade for Diggs, not that much.
Ryan says, any interest in Landry? Absolutely. I got interest in everybody
who
can play a little bit at that position, especially that well, especially a Pro Bowler. I'm always interested in John Coyle.
All he does is catch footballs, too.
That's all he does. You're right.
All he does is catch
Even
footballs.
through all their slop this year, all he did was
catch
plays.
footballs.
Yeah, no, I'm a big Jarvis guy. There's like other big Devontae Parker guy.
Yep.
I mean, both of them, when they're in Miami, give me either one. I'll take one of the two. Now,
Devontae
obviously Landry's
got better for me.
Yeah, obviously Landry's better. It's not.
Yep.
We're not there yet. Deion Brown saying Denzel Mills will be a sleeper in this draft for him. I like it.
Where's he out of? Oh, the Baylor kid.
Yep.
The kid from Baylor.
Then mock drafts have him going to Green Bay.
At 30 or real late. Okay.
Matt Butera says Mackenzie Alexander or Kevin Johnson still available. Thoughts?
Yes.
Yeah, I like Mackenzie Alexander a lot.
Kevin
I
Johnson
him
out of Clemson.
Me too. I mean, listen, when you just know, it's a name game.
Mackenzie, but even that.
You just know, like if somebody says Mackenzie Alexander, like, yeah, he can probably play.
Yeah.
And I know he can play, but you know my point.
Yeah, and I'm not saying every kid out of Clemson or LSU or the SEC is a top guy, but these are pedigrees. You know what I mean? These guys have played in big games, they played in big moments, and they've been around big-time football. And so, yeah, they might have struggled in certain areas, but change of scenery for these guys is huge.
It's big.
When they're so used to winning and they're so used to the upper echelon of competing, and then they go to the Vikings and they stink. You know what I mean? They go to somewhere else and they're low in the depth chart and rookie, and they get pushed behind. And
change of scenery is great for some guys.
Change of scenery is huge.
So Brian Ecker going back through some all-season moves in the past. We hit on every single one of our all-season moves going into Super Bowl year. Yes, we did.
You did.
Yes, we did. There's another one. Matt Patera says Beckham and Jackson would be nasty combo. Yeah, they would.
They would.
Yeah, they would. Yep, and then you mix in, then JJ and Ward are your other guys, and you're okay with that. You're fine because you got Goddard and Ertz still.
Jalen Williams, what about trading a second for Fuller in Chicago because they don't have the picks nor the cap?
I'll take them.
That'd be an interesting one.
I love that
because he's spot on with the reasoning.
I love that
They need picks, and they don't have the cap to keep paying these guys, especially when you take on, when you take on Nicky Foles' contract.
Yeah, that's, whatever. God bless them for doing that. God bless them. I don't understand the reasoning.
There was a tweet earlier today that goes, congratulations, Chicago Bears. You now have 3 backup quarterbacks on your roster.
Great job, guys. Got the best QB room in football. Best QB room in football, Chicago Bears.
And they're all backups.
Yeah, best QB. And your starter's probably your third best.
Yeah.
So, good job, Chicago Bears. Matt Nagy and your staff down there or up there or over there. You really created a great culture in your QB room. Want to shout out to you guys. I love it. So much money spent on backup quarterbacks. Fucking clipboard kittens. Unbelievable.
And then Chase Daniel gets another contract. Can you believe this guy's stealing money?
Oh, yeah,
Chase Daniel signed with the Lions
as
another backup. Like, are you kidding me?
So much money. Deion Brown says, guys, what is your opinion? Who wins the AFC East now? Is it Bills Nation? Oh, I think so. It's hard to say, like, it's not New England until it's not New England. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think it's the Bills. If you ask me right now, you put the hypothetical gun to my head, I would say
No one puts a hypothetical gun to my head.
No one puts a hypothetical gun in your third percent. I would say it's the Buffalo Bills right now. I mean, when you look at their on the defense side of the football, they're locked and loaded, brother. They're locked and loaded for a while too. And then offensively, Allen makes plays, but I think they gave up way too much, obviously, for Diggs. But you went and got yourself another playmaker. Mm-hmm. And I like what they have on the outside now for Allen.
Yep.
They run the football well. They're built in the trenches. I mean, I think they're the best team in the AFC. I know Miami really went out and made a push to try to say, hey, we're here to compete right now. Not saying they won't,
right.
But I don't think they jump Buffalo, who already got better this offseason.
Yeah.
It was already better than that.
I think a lot has to do with a couple factors. I would agree. Again, hypothetical gun to my head, yes, the Bills are right now the leaders in the clubhouse.
Sorry, remember there's this breaking news, big splash. Eagles bring back Jordan Matthews for the 10th time.
And somebody dust off an 81 jersey somewhere.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, I would agree. But I think if you put an Andy Dalton type of quarterback in New England, I think they're almost pretty much a similar team. You know what I mean? I'm never going to say the same, but I think they're a similar team and a veteran quarterback with a veteran-laden team. That defense is always going to be there. You lost Van Noy. What type of jump to the next level do you get out of Sam Darnold? And then you're right, down in Miami, you added all these pieces. Do you roll another year of Fitzmagic? Does Fitzmagic end? Do you draft Tua? You know what I mean? Like, what does Miami do? And is it enough to, as you said, stake a claim?
No. I mean, listen, they're going to be right there, but I think it's Buffalo's division to lose now. I really do. I mean, talent-wise, they still have more talent right this second. Now, that can change, but right this second, I think they got more talent. Brian Ecker says, quick thought came into my head. Joe Banner or Howie Roseman, you can have just one. I love it. I'm going to go Howie over Joe.
Just because of the win?
Just because Super Bowl. I mean, Joe was so close all the time.
Yep.
Matt Butera says, T.O. and Ocho Cinco still available?
I'm in.
Don't start with Greg. Don't start with Greg, Matt.
I'm an Ocho junkie. I love me some Ocho.
No, listen, Bill, you're spot on, brother. Miami is going to be tough.
Yes.
Because he said they have money, and they still have a ton of money and picks left.
Yep.
I completely get that. But right this second, if you're asking me, we're talking about the hypothetical gun before draft day, before free agency's over. I think it's the Buffalo Bills division to lose. That could change. But right now, we don't know who's playing quarterback.
That's exactly what
for
I
the
was
Miami Dolphins.
Or the New England Patriots.
Yeah, or the Patriots to say, well, they're not going to win a division right now.
Right.
Right now, early on, Buffalo's will lose. We'll see where it goes from here.
Agreed.
Now, do I think Tampa's got another splash in them? When you talk about Brady, yes, I think they got another one in them. I think they do get the deal done with the Rams. I think
for Gurley,
I think you can see Cooks and Gurley going to New England. I mean, going to New England,
as
going
of
to
right
Tampa,
now.
And now you're talking about Evans, Gurley, Cooks,
and Godwin. As of right now, as it is, this is the most talent Brady's had around him. With just Cooks, Evans, or Cooks, Godwin, Jones.
No, Evans.
Or I'm sorry, Evans, Godwin, Jones, and then Howard.
Yeah, it's close. It's close. I mean, he's had talent in New England before.
But it's always been like a one-off piece. It was Moss, and then it was
I get
Gronk.
you.
You know what I mean?
I get you, Dad.
But yeah, no.
I get you, Daddy.
He's actually my dad.
No, I know, but you could be his dad.
Yeah,
for the sake of argument.
I'm his dad.
You're his dad. Bill Middlebrook, biggest splash, sign AB and bring him back to Pennsylvania. Jeez. I mean, at this point, Bill.
I'm in, Bill.
At this point, Bill, I mean, we need something sports-wise to get us excited. I think that's another reason why some Eagles fans need to understand. Like, Chuck's talking about patience. Bro, we're stuck in our house. Don't patience us. You know what I mean?
We have nothing but time.
Yeah, don't patience me, okay? Don't just start patience me. I want moves. I want to see that I'm getting better, not only on paper, but, like, I'm not an idiot when it comes to football.
Yep.
The little moves I know that can win you titles. So it's not always a splash. Mm-hmm. But we've seen one move under the radar, which is a damn good one, okay, in Hargraves. But that doesn't sell your fan base.
Yep.
So fan base and us all sitting at home, we want the skill position, pimp.
Yeah.
That's what gets everybody excited. Even though Hargraves got me excited, because I'm like, oh, damn, we're going to be.
We got good offensive. We got defensive line again.
We're going to go get you again.
All the dude
Here
was
we are
in the defensive backfield.
Matt Patera says AB will be in Tampa. Probably. It might be. It might be Gurley and AB. Oh my God, I can't.
Living the dream. What do you guys think of Slay? We kind of already hit on it a lot.
I like him. I don't love him.
We would take him, but at this point, it's
him.
desperation kind of thing. I was in on him early on the process. Now, when you deal with it, it's desperation.
Yeah. Just back to the Florida teams. When you talk about Miami and Tampa, Tampa going in a different direction than Miami, obviously. Tampa hey, we're trying to win Super Bowl in the next 2 years, if not this year right now. Mm-hmm. So they are in desperation mode. Once you go give Tom Brady $30 million a year, essentially over 3 years, you're saying, hey, we better win now?
Yeah.
You better. Now you got to go. Now you have to go make moves to go get, let's say, a Gurley, an AB, whatever the case may be, because you're in that mode. You have to, right? Now Miami's in a different mode. Miami is in a combo sort of mode right now, where if they draft well and they finish off their free agency like they've started in a way, right, then listen, they can make a jump to a 10-win team like that. So that division over there is still tough in the AFC East. But, Tampa.
And we saw it firsthand last year
with
Tampa
Miami. Tampa the team to beat in that division.
Yes.
Now. Yep.
Yeah. Because you got to think Breeze, Breeze is older.
So is Brady.
And Brady is too, but Brady's getting a new batch of weapons, right? Breeze, we know what Breeze and that offense is. You know what I'm saying? And same thing with Atlanta. Even if the rumor's fake, there's a rumor out there of Atlanta trading Julio Jones.
And I'm in.
Whether that's true or not, we're all in. But that means that at least somewhere, sometime, someone at least brought it up as a hypothetical question. So that doesn't bode well for Matt Ryan and Atlanta Falcons.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. Because they're in a different direction.
Tampa plays, if you just look at us, right, the Eagles, Tampa's always played us tough.
Yeah, I don't want to see them.
And then you go add Brady, you make these, how thankful are they didn't trade Mike Evans on the trade deadline last year at this point? You know what I mean? How thankful are they didn't get rid of Mike Evans?
Because
you don't sign Brady.
There. He don't come there.
He don't come if there's no Mike Evans.
Nope, he don't come.
And it's just there's a lot of weapons down there. That defense is always flying around the ball, whether they're good or not. They're always flying around. Like I said, if you look at when
defense?
If you look at when they play us, they're always an issue.
Yeah, this computer just tracks everything you said. You know what I mean? like what? We're talking Brady and draft, and all I did was put NFL mock drafts in, and it gave me, and it kept bringing me like the Buccaneers and Brady. They're Buccaneers mock draft now. Like that's not what I want. I just want to confirm the name who I think he's talking about. C.J. Henderson.
That's who I was talking about earlier.
Yeah, because that's who just chimed in with C.J. Henderson. Or sorry, not C.J. Yeah, C.J.
Yeah.
Who was it? John Coyle.
Yeah.
How would you feel about trading up? Yeah, you don't have to go far from what it looks like.
Yeah.
A lot of mock drafts have him, in the teens. But you see Jerry Jeudy going on the one I'm looking at now, 13.
Yeah.
To San Fran. I mean, I can get that. I can get up there from 21. I mean, I can get up there.
So if he just scroll up, if he's going 13, where do they have CD going?
They don't. I mean, they don't in the top beforehand. They have him going right after. They got Ruggs going right after.
Ruggs, Chason, Henderson, CD at 18.
Yeah, the wide receivers go off like after 13 out.
Yeah.
Now they all start going off the board.
They have CD at 18?
Yep.
If I'm sitting there, and you're right, John, I liked C.J. Henderson name. That was my thought. If T. Higgins is sitting there at 21, then that means Henderson might be there too.
Yeah, Christian Fulton's a good name, cornerback LSU.
Yep.
I like, talk about going right after us to Minnesota.
Well, even look at 16 at the Falcons, Le'Veon Chason.
Yep.
Edge rusher, just gets to the quarterback, linebacker. This dude's a pimp. Kinlaw from South Carolina.
Yeah, he is.
Not that we don't need another offensive or defensive tackle, but my dude's a pimp.
Yeah, I mean, there's talent. I mean, there's guys that can make
I was thinking Brown from Auburn, but Kinlaw is still just as good.
Oh, yeah. All right, fam. Well, it was fun.
Yeah.
So a lot of Eagles to talk about, and thank God for the NFL, and they'll continue to deliver news daily.
You go back to my hole.
Yeah, and we'll continue to be putting out shows daily. As you can see, we're going to be the one live in studio show. The rest throughout the week are going to be remote shows, and we're waiting confirmation on. I think this is the soccer guys. if they're going to continue on Saturdays for right now. But it's all set up. I believe you're definitely have the hockey happy hour tomorrow. I know for a fact, and I assume you're going to have lazy booking as well. So stay tuned tomorrow night.
Yeah, 'cause there's some big wrestling news with
stay tuned tomorrow night.
WrestleMania coming up in a couple weeks.
Yeah, so stay tuned tomorrow night. You'll have lazy booking and the hockey happy hour, and hockey happy hour is going to be doing things a little different too. And listen, we're here to talk. We're here to talk about our sports. I know we're on a pause right now, family, but we're here to get you through that pause and continue to bring you great sports conversation. Because that's, what else can we do? This is what we do. We're junkies. We're junkies. So if you haven't, like, subscribe, follow, wherever you're listening to us right now at. We love you. Stay safe out there. And no notes. For Tom Arnone, Greg Milwakovic.
Love y'all.
Love you. And thank you, Art Doc. Make him yours. That's Dr. Paul Waddell. Specialized Physical Therapy.com, Burlington, Cherry Hill, Princeton locations. Talk to you soon, fam. Late.
AM in the PM only on A2D Radio. Tom and Brett, these guys are fucking awesome.